just want to stay here.
I don't know how to get online. What does that mean?
Don't even worry about it. Just stay here.
Okay.
We are not gonna delay. So happy Thursday, everyone. I hope your day is off to an amazing start thus far. This is a special edition of Shop Talk, just to do a check-in with people far as their wellness. Primarily, there is partly a focus because myself and my co-host Dwain, who everyone, especially my male audience, asked to have back on the show with me, wanted him back. So here he is. I'm true to my word, right? He is back with us. So on Sunday, I started juicing. I'm doing a focus juicing. We'll talk a little bit about that as we get into it, but let's do some housekeeping rules. As always, please, we want to refrain from judgment, negativity. This is a positive zone always. Whenever you see myself or anyone with me, especially my guest co-host Dwain and or my regular co-host Wanda Reed, we only do positivity, no profanity, no derogatory, no displaced comments and or questions. The sole purpose of Shop Talk is to provide healing, education, and resources through healthy, unscripted discussions. So I'm hoping that you all, as always, will get something from this discussion. And without further ado, let's get into it. Introducing once again my co-host and friend that I've had to be responsible for over a number of years, Dwain. So we want to give him snaps and say thank you for coming on to the show again. And this is a check-in, as I said earlier. We always encourage and invite any questions. So please put your questions. I will read them. If you would like to come up on the panel, please send invite requests. I will accept, and you can come up and actually ask a question and or you can share. So as I said earlier, I started on this past Sunday juicing. I am doing a gut buster focus juicing. And if you're not familiar with what that is, I noticed my stomach was distended and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm not eating sugars, and August 12th of this year will make a year that I have not eaten any land meats, meaning turkey, chicken, pork, beef. I only eat like seafood. So I was confused about what was going on with my stomach. So of course, disclaimer, do not do anything far as navigating with your physical or mental wellness, your health period, without consulting a appropriate medical professional. I always want to say that to everyone. So I reached out to my juicer, Makiba. So shout out to her because she always come through with me, and I started juicing. A couple of people on here that we follow each other also started just, getting active and doing some things to enhance and or improve their wellness. So we just want to do a check-in, and with this check-in, my co-host Dwain and I are going to share how's it going so far. So y'all about to get some laughs from the both of us probably, but I want to give him an opportunity to introduce himself. And even though we've closed out Men's Health Awareness Month, I'm gonna let him start off just because I'm nice like that.
Tap on the screen, guys. Tap. Come on, guys. I have a lot of things to say. Now, yeah. Uh-oh. It's doing something weird. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think I tapped too hard. Okay. So the journey. Yeah. Are we talking about that, or do you want me to just introduce myself?
Do both. Introduce yourself and get the conversation going. Don't rely on the what. See how y'all say we don't follow, but I'm trying to follow your lead, and it's like y'all see we are unscripted discussion. So y'all see he's proven the point of why we women have some unreadiness about following. But continue, sir.
So yeah, I am a very open-minded person, and like I do go on fitness, wellness um, journeys often uh, on a yearly basis, and I'm glad that I have a good friend that does that too and is willing to search out healthy alternatives to what we do on a daily basis. And what I mean by that is like we're bombarded with a lot of unhealthy things in our society as American people, right? And it's a lot of unhealthy food, a lot of unhealthy practices, a lot of unhealthy music, unhealthy everything in our society. So, to have a friend that is open minded to actually look and search, because in our society we have to search and look and try different things that kind of work for us in order to live a more healthy life. Because in this country, you know, it's very easy to sink into like a state of perpetual unhealthiness, and I mean mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally. So I appreciate you, and I'm glad that we can encourage each other and to keep each other challenged in that. So I appreciate you. All the 20 plus years of knowing you and, you know, trying different things, I think has been very beneficial. So yeah, we'll talk about what specifically we're doing a little bit later. I think you shared a little bit about like what you're doing, um, and I'm doing something different, but well, slightly different. But we'll talk about it later. But thank you for inviting me on. Now I'm living a little bit further south, and the climate is a little warmer down here, and it's it's a little bit easier to do some of these things throughout the year. Yeah, but then it's more access to like some of the more organic and healthier foods and stuff. But we'll talk about all that later. But thank you for putting me on with you.
Awesome, awesome. So again, welcome. I appreciate all of you coming in. Thank you. Please remember to tap the screen for share the video. If you're just coming in and you're missing information, no worries because we always do a recap and a replay. So, just to start out, I've already shared that one of the reasons why I decided to reboot is because I noticed my stomach was distended. And I was, again, I'm like, hey, what's going on? So, it's so important for us to know our body, what's going on medically. Oftentimes, if not majority of the time, we're focused on the beauty aesthetics of it outwardly, and we are not focused or even conscious of what's going on with our bodies internally. And when I speak about our bodies, I'm also incorporating our mind. You know, one of my mottos and hashtags is optimum wellness, and that speaks to all realms, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, socially, because you can be well in some areas, but suffering a deficit in other areas, which you don't even realize is in actuality impacting you on a physical and a mental basis. And I like that myself and my guest co-hosts are in identical fields. So we're always tying in, also including that spiritual piece, because from a holistic approach, you have to deal with the person as a whole, even if it's just you dealing with yourself as an individual. So I drink, let's just talk about my daily regimen since Sunday. I have a ginger, turmeric, and lemon shot. That thing, let me just tell you, it this thing is crazy. So I was instructed to do this shot in the morning. I'm supposed to do 1 tablespoon, but I'm a typical Leo. I'm like, let's experiment a little bit. So I do 2 tablespoons in a very little bit of water, warm water, as hot as I can stand it, because it pushes it through the bloodstream, your system, a lot quicker. I do that shot, and when I tell you all, I can feel that shot instantly hit the bottom of my stomach. So I want to make sure I'm giving you all facts. So again, the shot head is comprised of fresh ginger, fresh turmeric, and it has lemon juice in it, with coconut water. I left that part out. It's mixed with coconut water. So I do have to shake it up before I use it. I heat up some water as hot as I know I can stand it, because I like to drink it straight down, not pause in between. And then I mix 2 tablespoons in with it, drink that down, and then I drink some of the lemon water, which is just pure fresh lemon juice from a lemon mixed in with coconut water. And then I drink that, and that's how my day start. Most of the time I've already had my shower. Unlike today, I did my ginger turmeric shot and then I jumped in a shower. So I want to kind of pause right there and give you facts, because again, Shop Talk is about providing healing, education, and resources to you. So for anyone that is unfamiliar, let's just talk about, I want to share with you benefits of turmeric, some of the health benefits of turmeric. And again, disclaimer, please consult medical professionals before you try any fitness, any nutritional, or any type of wellness change with your body, because what works for myself or my guest co-host Dwain may not metabolically be appropriate for you. You have to know what's going on with you. So benefits of turmeric is it helps with heart disease. They say it can also help with cancer, even if you're already diagnosed with having cancer. It's definitely, I can tell you personally, because I suffer from joint issues, especially with my knees, is anti-inflammatory. It definitely helps with arthritis. It boosts your immune system. It helps with depression, and it also helps with your digestive system. And it's similar benefits, and of course, there's always more benefits because it also helps with your memory. And similar benefits with ginger. So if both of them have similar benefits and you're mixing them together, just imagine the results. I will tell you, without being detailed, that probably 15 or 20 minutes after doing this shot, you're going to need to go to the ladies or the gentleman's room. And that's always a good thing, because it's waste in and it's waste out. A lot of times we don't realize that the foods we're eating is sitting dormant in our intestine, which creates a lot of potential health issues. If you've ever burped belch and or pass gas and it's unbearably foul, 9 times out of 10, you probably need to cleanse your digestive system. So I'll pause right there and see, I'll ask our viewers if anyone have any questions and or comments, please put it in the comment section. If you wish to come up and just join us in this discussion, please send a request. I will accept it, but I want to give time to my co-host to respond to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great point. Like what works for some people probably doesn't work for everybody. I know, like this time around when I was attempting the like the all liquid kind of diet thing. It was really difficult this time. I don't know why. Like, uh, typically I'll get a headache in at the beginning of the process, but it was like a daily thing this time around. Like it was like I would get one towards the end of the day. I did hear like at least for 3 days, like when you change your diets and stuff, like that's something that your body does.
Right.
But it should kind of go away after the third day. But like for me, it was like every day. So I was like, I have to change up a little bit, and like I added like things like a salad to my diet, um, and stuff like that, and like salad items. Like I just loaded myself up with um, like vegetables, like fresh vegetables, raw vegetables, and stuff like that. And had to do like a little bit of protein, like chicken or something like that in my salad, and that helped. I think next week I'll probably just do fish maybe for my protein instead, and then see if I can kind of wean myself back into just uh, liquid or juice or something like that. Because like I guess my body chemistry is changing. Some what it needs is what it needs. Because it was definitely telling me it wanted some meat. So yeah, I'm listening to it.
So I want to echo that. So for our viewers that is just coming in, thank you to you. Thank you to the ones that joined us right before we started that's still here. He just shared how it's going for him, and one of the things he's talking about is actually experiencing withdrawal symptoms. It's no different than someone battling any other type of addiction. And I think we all can agree that in the public health sector that food, whether it's junk food or the meal type of food, in the US it is an addiction because we have it, even though food prices are skyrocketed right now, we have it in large quantities versus some of our other countries, right? And we don't realize that if you grew up, I'm a latchkey kid, so I'm Gen X, so I grew up in that era where it's like you don't move away from the table until every bit of food on your plate is gone. And that is poor nutritional behavior, poor nutritional practice to teach a child, because it's actually, in hindsight, it is the onset of gluttony and overeating, thus leading to obesity, because now you've conditioned your mind, your body to believe I have to indulge in every bit of food that's on my plate. And I will say, because both you and myself, Dwayne, we're proponents of how to strengthen and educate our community. By community, we're specifically talking about the Black community. and we had poor nutritional practice. And that can be directly correlated to slavery times, things that were just passed down and just certain meats that the human body, regardless of what race you are, our teeth in it of itself is not structured to even be consuming it, because we don't have carnivore teeth, not unless you're a vampire. I don't know. But which means you can chew your food 32 plus times, but it's still chunks of that meat that's not broken down to its simplest form, which means when you swallow it, it's just sitting for periods, days at a time in your digestive system. So much so that there has been cases. I did a lot of violent, most of my career is in the healthcare sector, working in ERs, even on ambulances. So you'll see these individuals that do sometimes have to be rushed to surgery because their intestines have wrapped, because they're so compacted by the lack of movement of what they have consumed in their body. So again, I'm going to keep echoing throughout this discussion. Please consult a medical professional before you do any type of changes, because you can't appropriately and proficiently address for positive outcomes what's going on with you if you don't know what's already happening with you. So for myself, during the start of this, my juicing, I started Sunday, on day 3, which was Tuesday. And let me tell y'all, I started out strong, very, very strong. I was pumped about it. I was hitting my workouts 2 to 3 times a day. I would hit it in the morning, hit it when I come home, then do some TikTok dance videos. Then I'd hit it again, in between. And, I spend hours on TikTok just trying to I have 2 left or 2 right feet, which is weird because I teach dance fitness, right? But trying to get these amazing dance steps, like between the hot flashes and dripping in sweat just from that, I would be on TikTok for like 3 to 4 hours. So that's movement in and of itself. But Tuesday was not a good day for me. I experienced similar to you, Dwain. I felt irritable while I was at work, right? I started feeling irritable. I started feeling jittery. My hands were shaking. Then I got one of the worst headaches ever. At one point, it felt like my heart was trying to jump out of my chest, and it was like I could hear my heartbeats inside of my ear. And I was just like, what is going on? I could not wait to get home, get in the house, and just lay in the bed. And I think I laid in the bed for quite a bit of time because I had that onset of a headache. So when you talk about experiencing the withdrawal symptoms, that is very, very real. Very real when you're going through withdrawals, because your body has gotten so used to what you were already putting inside of it. And I just realized we lost our co-host, but he's back
Oh, I'm
now,
back.
y'all, because he doesn't know how to work his features on here, and
I just got kicked out, I guess.
it's still telling me that he's offline, so I can't even bring him up as a co-host. But anyway, he's back. So, Dwayne, I don't know how much you missed, but I was sharing about my withdrawals, and what
Yeah, yeah, I heard all of it, which was
with the
strange.
body. I had the body aches, I had the headaches, I had the shaking, the rapid heartbeat, I had the irritability. So I just kind of, I didn't do any workouts, I didn't do any dance videos on here. I just laid still. So I want to make sure our viewers and anyone that's watching this replay know that extend yourself some grace. Definitely extend yourself grace. As Dwayne said earlier, listen to your body. Do not ignore it. Do not get caught up into the peer pressure of feeling like you have to push through, because nothing's worse than pushing yourself through and you have a negative and harmful outcome. Because I have heard of people that do these crazy trends, and you're trying to keep up with other people, that other people that are poor coaches and motivators. They lead you to believe you're less than, or you're not measuring up, and then you suffer harmful results. So please be careful with that. Listen to your body, and it is okay not to be in the mood. It is okay not to be feeling it. It is okay if you have to reset once, twice, reset as many times as you need to, because trust me, each time you make a conscious decision to reset, your endurance is going to get stronger and stronger. Always stay the course. So I don't know, Dwain, if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, I mean, because when you make those changes, you really have to kind of set yourself up for like the win-win. Because I like, I guess the older I get, the more um stubborn I get as far as like the things that I need to do. 'Cause I used to be able to make changes really easily, but like when I do make changes now, my body will resist it. So I kind of have to like resort to tricking myself, or even making it so that I don't have any excuses. So like if I have to get up at a certain time and do workouts or whatever. Yeah, I have to like kind of make it part of my day. Like I had a when I was doing like weekly workouts, I had a person that I worked out with, and like he was the most like like if I did not check in or whatever, like I was gonna hear it from him. So like I appreciate people like that, because like I'll have to I'll make excuses and stuff, but like part of part of making yourself a win-win is surrounding yourself with people who are also doing the same thing. Then it's easier that way. You're more accountable to people, and like the more people that you have around you that are doing the same thing, like it'll become more natural for you to make those choices and do the things that you're supposed to do, wellness wise. So yeah, I think I might put him back in the rotation, because like the reason why we kind of stopped is because he had some personal changes that he had to make schedule wise. So I might connect back with him and see what he's, because he should have time to settle into his new job and stuff, and we should get back to it. So yeah, there you go.
I want to speak to that. So you thoroughly enjoyed your wellness coach, and I stay away from using the word fitness for a reason. And the reason why I stay away from that is because there's this misconception that fitness is solely about the physical, as I said, outer aesthetics. And it's comprised of so much more. So I call it wellness because, and as a fitness instructor, I'm that fitness instructor that will give you back your money. Because if you're only focused on what the scale is saying to you, but you're not focusing on changing all the other aspects around your life, you're just going to find yourself in a very vicious whirlwind cycle, because people don't realize how high a percentage stress weighs on your medical state. We see even in the public health sector, whereas though mental health is a very large component of how our body heal, even when we're sick. If you're going into surgery, that's why I try to tell people, have, positive people around you. Try to pray, allow your mind and your body to be at a state of rest before you go into surgery, because it increases your healing process. It makes the entire process so much better, but from a fitness instructor standpoint, I want to encourage people to look at the instructor in which you are selecting. And before I start talking about it, I just want to remind people again, thank you for tuning in and sharing your time with us. But if you wish to come up and speak on the topic of wellness, we're just doing a wellness check-in. It doesn't have to be about dieting. It can be mental health, whatever the case may be. Please send a request and I will accept it. But getting back to my point, you have instructors and professed wellness coaches that do more damage to a client than they do good. Berating an individual because they're physically limited, or let's just say worst case scenario, they lack at that particular time self-discipline, they lack motivation to actually commit to the process. Well, when you take on the role and the responsibility of being a wellness, especially a life coach, key characteristics of such an individual is one, patience. I'm going to bump patience at the very top, because you have to learn a person. You have to learn where their mindset is, where their physical limitations is, and you have to learn where their individual motivation is, right? You also have to be compassionate. You have to be empathetic. You have to have good communication skills. I've seen and witnessed a lot of fitness instructors that just want to get in there and you hear them say the same thing, go hard or go home, and I'm going to say to them, if I have any on this live, what does that mean to you? Because what it means to you doesn't necessarily mean the same thing to me. And as a fitness instructor, when I say go hard or go home, I mean keep showing up. My grandmother used to say, you keep going to the barber shop, eventually you're going to get a haircut. Something will stick. And if you are a good fitness instructor, they will get something from you. I tell, my students and anybody that's starting a workout regimen, walk in place. You don't have to do these crazy, insane workouts, because I can tell you factually, at one point in time, and Dwain, you can speak to this, I was working out 7 days a week. On the weekends, it would start early in the morning till maybe 7, 8 in the evening. It was freaking insane. And I have a lot of injuries, to attest to that. I have no regrets, because I thoroughly enjoyed the camaraderie. I thoroughly enjoyed motivating other people. However, it was very, very exhausting, and I got to see a lot of things I wish I had not been exposed to, because it gives you the dirty truth about what really happens in fitness instructor lives. They would be having students doing these trends like don't eat carbs, don't eat burgers, you can't have chips, you can't have a soda, but behind the scene they're recording videos that give you 5 seconds or maybe 2 minutes of hardcore workout, and they themselves are out of breath actually learning this routine, which is true, because we have to practice these routines before we teach it in class, right? All the foods they're telling you not to eat, they're gouge eating these foods. So please don't believe the hype, and you're going to keep hearing me echo it. Please consult medical professionals before starting any nutritional and physical regimen. You have to know definitively what's going on. with you. You also want to look at the fitness instructors or wellness coaches, life coaches that you're selecting to motivate you, and you want to look for and see, are their actions in alignment with what your goals are. Be clear about what are your goals. I'm very selective about the people I invite to start a journey with me, but where I am in my life right now is that even if they start the journey, and I believe my co-host Dwain started maybe a day or 2 days after me, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to do this with you," and I chuckled on the phone and I was like, "Well, all right, you know." Join me. I welcome that, but I've already started. So like, don't feel like you can't support one another just because one is a day, 2, 3, or even 7 days ahead of you. Like, I believe, Dwayne, correct me if I'm wrong, you're doing yours for what, 2 weeks? Is that correct? You're doing yours for 2?
Well, since I am, kind of spacing mine out and like weaning myself back to it, I'll be actually doing mine for like 30 days. 30 days, man.
Yeah, he's solo, y'all. I can tell you right now, I'm not doing it. Listen, I'm not, to my point, I can still support him, but I'm only doing mine for 7 days. Then I'm gonna pause, and then I'll do it for another 7 days. And then for those who don't know, I July the 25th, I will be 50. So I can assure you I won't be doing it on my birthday because I won't even be in local anyway. But you can support someone and not have to be on the same identical journey as them, even so much as like we'll check in with each other and I'm like, get up, you know. And because I know him, we can speak in a way to each other. We know it's all love, and we know, it's just trying to keep the motivation, keep the excitement going or whatever. And I'm like, get up, you supposed to do, did you do? Or I'll share pictures. I'll send him pictures, of what I'm eating, videos of what I'm doing. And then when we do connect on the phone, he shares with me, what's going on with him. But if you are in a group, a wellness group, and people aren't hearing the side effects of what you are experiencing, I'm going to say to you, hands down, that is not a good support group for you. That group is going to do more harm and be more of a detriment to your journey, and it becomes a turnoff. It's no different than when you're dating, you looking for a partner where y'all are in equal or close proximity alignment with one another. So if you're not going to date someone that's not in alignment with you, don't have any fitness supporters and or instructors, coaches, whatever you want to call them, that's not supporting, one, where you are, two, don't understand the goal of where you're trying to get to, because your objectives should be directly correlated with what your individual specific goal is. Remember, I said what works for me or work for my co-host Dwayne is not necessarily appropriate for you, and it's not going to work for you. Transparent moment. I had suffered from Graves' disease. If you're unfamiliar with what Graves' disease is, I have a hyperactive thyroid. So a hyperactive thyroid, you can gain anywhere from 5 pounds to 12 pounds in a week. That's because of the methimazole medication that has fat particles and whatever else in it. And just because my thyroid is going haywire. So someone telling me not to eat this or do this and do that, in actuality, it really doesn't matter what I eat and it really doesn't matter what I do. My thyroid is going to do what it's going to do physically within my body, simply because of the diagnosis that I have. So again, I say, before you start any quote unquote dieting and or physical activity, consult a medical professional and not Google. Google will have you thinking it is the end of the world. And I'll pause right there so my co-host can share.
I agree. Definitely another way to put yourself in a win-win. Not only having like friends and family do that with you, but also go first to a doctor, have your doctor support as well on that. So I guess you can just have like all wrap around support, right? So and also having a doctor track your progress is a
Right.
even better way to kind of stay encouraged and to maybe add some things or take away some things if and have him or her monitor like your I guess your physical state as
Right.
well.
Right. So I want to tap on, and you see me looking aside because I like to give facts. My co-host and we both are fans of the late, may he rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, for a plethora of reasons. One of one of our agreed upon reasons is that he was about facts, statistics, research. So when my co-host and my other co-host Wanda Reed are discussing anything, we like to research statistics and just see where we are with data being current. So just a couple of mistakes when people make when they're trying to lose weight is, let me just say factually, saying the word diet. If it is something new to you and you've never done this before, you're going to have to extend yourself some grace and realize that it is not going to always be, if at all possible, easy to give up what you have become so commonly used to consuming, and the way and how you prepare your food, what you order for food, and just how much of it you consume. So we're talking about and doing this wellness check-in because we want each of us to exit this conversation with highlights of pitfalls of being successful in our wellness journey and some tools to set us up for success, right? Yay? Yeah, okay. So some things to avoid. Don't focus on the scale. And let me say that again for my ladies. Get that scale out of your bathroom. Stop getting on that scale every day, every morning, 5 times a week. I know a female that says she get on a scale 3 to 4 times a day. Why? Why you doing it? Why you doing that? What's the purpose? What's the goal? What's changed in the amount of hours from the last time you got on it, right? So avoid being obsessed with the numbers. And here's why. Because you can weigh 355 pounds in unhealthy fat, but once you've developed a calisthenic workout regimen and you start turning that loose, unhealthy fat into solid fat, it still holds weight. Yeah, imagine that, right? It still holds weight. So you may say, all this, I'm working out 5 days a week. I've only lost X amount of pounds, and then it appears I've gained weight. In actuality, you've turned unhealthy fat into healthy fat. So again, I'm going to keep saying it. Please consult medical professionals when starting and before starting any type of nutritional, physical plan. You have to know first, and you should want to know first what's going on with your body internally as well as externally. Otherwise, how else do you measure the success, your outcomes? You have no point of reference. You always want to have a point of reference. So stop being obsessed with the scale. Eating too many or too few calories. This is a huge one that I've seen that is one of the biggest pitfalls of wellness journey, especially for women. Men, not so much. Men is pretty much like, we ain't doing no hot boy summer. You're going to get whatever body the good Lord has allowed me to have throughout this year. Versus women, we get caught up into all these social standards and or expectations. And to be fair to other people, we as women, we are our hardest critics on ourselves and on each other. That's your body. Be comfortable with the body you have until you make a conscious, consistent decision to do something different to improve it, whatever that improvement looks like for you. So be careful not to remove breads and other carbs and even sugars from your diet. Again, consult a medical professional, consult a nutritionist. We're so open to spending money on our lashes, clothes, shoes, jewelry, vacations. We're spend our money frivolously on everything else, but when it comes to our health, we want to be frugal and we want to penny pinch. Get that nutritionist. That nutritionist is a huge component. Even if you pay for the nutritionist long enough to get the information and keep the handouts so that you can always have a point of reference to go back to for when you have to reboot. And trust me, more than likely you're going to have to reboot, because Lord knows I've had to reboot quite a number of times, and I'm okay with that. The goal is not to give up and not to get stuck, right?
Yeah, nutritionists are covered in insurance,
Yes.
healthcare, and
Yes.
if
So can you say that
yeah,
again, Dwayne, for our viewers?
yeah, at least my insurance covers a nutritionist. So yeah, and I don't think there's like a copay or anything like that. It's just part of just uh, what is it, maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like cars are maintenance, but like the human equivalent to that. I guess
Not,
care. I don't know.
not the human equivalent. I told y'all no, he shouldn't have been a comedian because some of his jokes is dry, but he is a little bit funny sometimes. So the third pitfall is not exercising or exercising too much. Listen, you have to have a plan of success. You can't do one thing and not do the other. I don't know why people think they can just magically drink juice and these magical things are going to happen with them. You have to incorporate diet modification and you have to incorporate physical activity. You absolutely have to. So thinking that you can juice or you can do trending dieting, removing carbs and sugars, potato chips, delicious chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin cookies is going to make you lose weight. No, you're going to have to work out. And I know previously, not so much now, because I see a lot of women have gotten into the calisthenics. Y'all, actually, we love lifting weights now. At least I do. I like when I see the gains or what have you. Stop shying away from weights. You don't have to struggle and make a vein pop out of your forehead or your neck with heavy weights. You can go to Five and Below, even a consignment shop, thrift store. I don't know what they call them in the different areas. You can get weights. And listen, I tell people, work smart, not hard. You have an entire gym in your apartment, in your home. Get 2 canned goods that are equal in weight size and use them as weight. To add resistance to it, you just want to move the thumb from the center and put it on top of the canned good. And let me just use this to demonstrate. So say you have the weight like this, but you want to add resistance to it. This is the top part of the weight and or canned good. You're just going to move that thumb to the top part and you keep on doing your reps and your sets of your waist. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel the difference. And see, you didn't even have to pay for that information. Now you can use Google and look that up. That's free information for you. So we've talked about the lifting weights, choosing low fat or diet foods. Let me give you one of the most horrific live and real examples that I hate seeing people do. You go to a fast food place and you say, give me a double cheeseburger with the works on it, hold the onions, give me 2 sides come with it. I want double French fries. I want a slice of pumpkin pie and a large Diet Coke. See how I just paused right there? That makes no sense to me. But to other people, they're like, yeah, I'm watching my calories. Well, getting a Diet Coke is not going to balance out all those calories you are about to consume. First off, it's okay to have a cheeseburger. It's okay to have everything that you just ordered, but you have to consume it in moderation. You should consume it in moderation, and you should be more conscious of the health choices and decisions that you're making. You can even have French fries, but if usually you get a super large French fry, I'm going to encourage you and gingerly suggest that maybe you get a small size French fry and you incorporate those vegetables. Like Dwain, when he shared what he's doing fresh and raw. He's bouncing in between just the fresh fruits and vegetables as well as some raw vegetables. And I don't know if he wants to share with our viewers specifically what vegetables he's opting not to cook and just consume. I hope he will. But anything done in large quantities and excessively is unhealthy. Sex can done excessively can be unhealthy. Talking about any type of traumatic ordeal done excessively becomes mentally and psychologically unhealthy. Everything should be done in moderation, but make sure it makes sense for what's going on with you and what's going on with your body. More importantly, make sure it makes sense for what your goal and your journey is. If you're going to get all that food, just get the regular soda. Maybe don't get a large, get a smaller size, and you can ask them more ice than soda so that you're still getting the sugar content, but you're not getting as much. Just if you're going to cheat, let the cheat make sense, or I say don't cheat at all. That makes no sense to me. Next thing is not eating enough protein. Your body needs these nutrients, one, because it requires a balance of nutrients just to heal, just to be able to sustain itself. Also, when you deny your body certain foods and certain nutrients, your body starts to believe that you are starving it of these nutrients. And what it naturally do, it doesn't give you a warning. It's just going to kick in and it's going to do it. It's going to start to hold on to what you already have stored in it. Remember earlier on in this discussion, I said waste in, waste out. If you're not going to the bathroom regularly, whether it's the 1 or the 2, whatever you've consumed is just sitting dormant within your intestines, which can lead to other health issues, right? So now your body believes you're starving it. It goes into protective mode, if you will. And it says, okay, oh my goodness, we're going to dwindle away. Let's hold on to what's sitting here. And that just opens up a whole vessel of other potential medical issues. So don't do that. Again, I'm going to keep echoing it. You can avoid doing all of these things if you incorporate a nutritionist and just simply have a conversation with a medical professional and say, hey, this is what I'd like to do. Here's why. How can we partner up so that I'm doing the right thing and I'm not just that hamster? on a wheel, because a hamster run all day and don't never go nowhere. You don't want to do that. Set yourself up for success. Not eating enough fiber. I have heard so many fitness instructors tell people, oh, don't eat that, don't do this. Stop doing, I'm here as a fitness instructor. Stop doing trending things. Stop watching the IG fitness models that's getting paid to do the marketing. Because, yes, I've done some of those as well as a published print model. Talk to a medical professional. I can't say that enough. And I'll pause right there because this conversation is from a male and a female perspective, and know that our bodies are set up totally different. So what's going to work for or against my co-host Dwain may be very successful for me, but what works for me and my co-host Dwain may not be what's appropriate for some of you all as our viewers. So again, thank you for joining us. Please hit like and share on the video, and I want to allow my co-host to add to that and share anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the things that you shared, were, work for me as well, especially when you started talking about the protein. I think that's what immediately kind of helped my situation. That's probably why I was hitting those headaches on a regular basis. I just didn't have the right balance as far as what I needed to continue that journey. Excuse me. The other thing is
just yawning out ear.
I know, right? My bad. Yeah. The other thing I think is technology. There's you utilize technology for guys like me that like to play with apps and have like games and stuff like that. There was a new app that I was introduced to that it was right on time actually, that helped me make really good decisions about things that I purchase. Right, like there's and I'll plug them. I think I might even do a video and put it on TikTok and Instagram of like about the app, which is called Yuka. Some of my Spanish speaking friends told me that means carrot. I guess in some cultures, I guess it's a carrot. And it makes sense because the logo of it is a carrot. But anyway, what it does, like it'll scan QR codes on items that you buy. I mean, like anything, like food, toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, whatever you put in or on your body, it will give you a readout of like what's in it, like the ingredients of it, and let you know if those ingredients are known to be harmful, hazardous, or good for you, right? And it'll recommend alternatives if the score on there is bad, because it'll do like bad, poor, good, and excellent on there as far as like the product itself. So for a tech person like me, I really enjoy that, using an app like that, at least to go along with my fitness journey. Something that's lower tech that I incorporated this time, that I am gonna stay consistent with, because I think I want to make more of an impact on with this particular effort that I'm making this time around, because I've gained a significant amount of weight over the past few years since COVID and stuff. So I really got to make an effort and taking it off. So what I'm doing differently is I started a journal that like I created like a notebook for my fitness journey. It's a wellness journey, I should say, because it's incorporating how I feel for the day. Like this check in that we're doing, I'll make a note in there on my journal, and I just want to use it to kind of encourage myself and to like kind of let let myself know like what I'm doing. I'll check in each Monday. I'll add a like my weight, so I can kind of gauge like my progress. Um, and also the workouts and stuff that I'm using, I put that in there because like I feel like if I write it and stay consistent, then I'll be more apt to stay the course. Like even in the Bible it says write the vision and make it plain. You got to write stuff
Exactly.
down. So
Exactly.
that's kind of like your commitment every day of like letting yourself know that you are putting some things down. I'm seeing some brothers logging in. Like y'all
Yeah,
chime
and
in.
the Surly G show said, "Are we boring you when you when you yawn?" So are we boring you, Mr. Dwayne? Because you was all yawning.
I'm just relaxing, enjoying my day off from work. So I'm laying
You had to
back
throw that
and
in there.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, and
Okay, I ain't gonna get on you on live.
that's part of the that's part of the wellness journey. You got to take some time off
Yeah, that's
and
true.
like do nothing if you want to, right? If like
Right.
just like get out of the hustle bustle, the rat race, like go somewhere and like go to a park, get yourself around nature, especially water. Like you don't have to get in it, but sit by it, and just do nothing, just
Right.
sit.
Yeah, that's very important. So I'm so glad that you said that. If you miss what my co-host Dwayne just said, he was like part of the wellness journey and just self-care in and of itself is sometimes you got to learn to just be still and do nothing. And I speak from personal experience. At one point in I was always on the go. I was working, I was teaching 7 days. I was literally getting off work, going straight to the studio, teaching my classes. I think I was getting in the house maybe about 11, almost 12 midnight, trying to de-escalate. No time to self-care because when people are like, well, you're teaching fitness, so that's your workout. No, I'm locked into making sure my students get what they need. So I still had to make sure I was incorporating things that I do. One of my hashtags is, find your fit and rock it. I love dancing. Anything that's boring, I can assure you I'm not gonna commit to. If I don't like it, I might do it just, for part of the camaraderie or to be able to say hey, I did this or whatever. But when I enjoy something, because like I'm locked in. I don't care how tired I am. I come alive when I'm doing what I enjoy. But when I'm not feeling it, and Tuesday, oh my gosh, that was a horrible day for me. I wasn't feeling it. So, I was in the bed. I took a nap. I wasn't even on the phone with you, Dwayne, harassing you. So that's how I knew Tuesday just was like, ugh, blah. It was just a yucky day for me. So yeah, self care, again, that ties into extending grace to yourself. It is okay to not always be okay. It is okay not to always be moving. And I never realized it until I really, really honed in on my healing and self care journey is that a lot of people struggle with being still. They struggle with being still. They struggle with being silent. You ever seen someone that just, especially in the workplace, that just always feel the need to be talking to you, and you be like, okay, I'm trying to have my coffee, or I'm just trying to make a TikTok. Typically for me in the office, I'm trying to make a TikTok video, and people just start walking up to me as if I really want to be having this conversation. So learn to be in the moment. We don't do that enough. Learn to be in the moment and be okay, as long as it's nothing unhealthy or risky. Be okay with what's going on, within that moment. Again, if you would like, we're doing a wellness check-in, whether you're working out, whether you're juicing, whether you just want to share some tips of things of what has worked for you just to improve your quality of life, because that's what wellness is about, improving our quality of life. My co-host Dwain and I, we have daily conversations throughout the week where he's checking in with me, we're checking in with each other, and we're talking about what's going on, in the world. And if we can laugh and make sure one another is okay in the smallest way, we do that. Sometimes everybody don't have a Dwain or a Dr. Nicole in their life, so you have to learn how to show up for yourself and check in with yourself and make sure you're okay, even with what's going on around us in the world. The world is stressful right now, so we have to really focus on our health. So I know this is not a trending conversation. I know people would rather be talking, or probably would like to be talking about something more sinister or more interesting. I don't know. You all have to chime in and let myself and co-host Dwain know, but it's so important. And as you see, we laugh throughout the process, because life is stressful enough. So if you look at your own life, even when you try to incorporate positive things, healthy things, you be like, this stuff is really, really funny. Because when I think about what I was going through on Tuesday, I turned into a straight little kid that was getting ready to have a full-blown temper tantrum, not knowing what was going on with me. And then it was like, oh, duh, you're experiencing withdrawal symptoms because you are juicing, ma'am. And that was crazy to me. But yeah, so I want to share with y'all some realistic stuff. So hopefully you get a good laugh. So I told you I have joint pain, and I have no cartilage in either of my knees, which is weird because my doctor's always like, how are you still doing all this stuff and you have like bone on bone? So they tend to be sore, especially after spending hours dancing and or teaching. So I just want to share with you all, my people that suffer from joint pain, some little things. So this is Motrin arthritis pain cream. A win is a win, y'all. A win is a win. And y'all are going to have to pay for it, but I didn't, because of the field I work in. The reps come in and they're always like, hey, you want to try this? And I'm like, is it free? So this tube was free, but when I tell you this Motrin arthritis joint cream, it works wonders, and you can use it all over if you want to. So see, I guess that reads right. And I'll take a picture of it and I'll post it. All right, get excited, because I'm ready to show you something else. Get excited, get excited. This is Muscle Rescue Relief that has CBD in it. I ordered this online. It is a lotion. Get excited. Get excited. So so this, when I tell you I love this bottle, I want to say it was $26. And I know you're probably like, that's a lot of money for that bottle, but you don't even need a whole lot. You can do one dot on one knee. You're going to feel it instantly wherever the joint pain is. this CBD that's inside of it. I used to travel to New York to get mine. Um, Come on, he said let me borrow. If I let you borrow it, then what I'm gonna use? All right, you can rent some, but the fee to rent, I'll inbox you the fee to rent some of this some of this lotion. It is really good. Also, I talked early on. So those are the two main things that I do because I'm not a proponent of taking pain pills. I work in that field, so that's kind of like a pet peeve of mine because I know professionally how easy it is to become very reliant on it. I also want to say both of the items that I showed you all is fragrance free. So I know for my ladies, if we going stepping out and we got on heels and we know we going to cut a little rug looking all cute, as beautiful as we're going to be looking, we don't want to be smelling medicated because that ain't sexy. It's only sexy if it's your husband or someone you've been with for a while, right? So it does not have a scent. So you can actually step out and put your cream on and be like, oh, I'm about to hit these Megan Thee Stallion knees or the Beyonce dances in your stiletto heels and be very comfortable. Fellas, it is not gender specific, and anything that I use and I share is unisex. So yes, you too can order it, but I want to put y'all D with go to the stores and see how much it is, and then while you're standing there in the store, go on Amazon, because I swear big brother and big sister be listening to what we talking about and how we shopping, because you ever notice how it just start popping up on your feed? I guarantee you they're gonna offer it at another store for a cheaper price. So you want to do that and get things for a cheaper price. I tried, because it's something I'm putting on my skin and I have sensitive skin, I won't do generic because my skin is real quick to break out and it have weird stuff going on with it. So I know Amazon definitely has the Motrin pain arthritis joint pain cream, so you definitely can get that off of Amazon. And I'm pretty certain that if you look for this, and again, I'm going to take pictures, and in the replay I'll put the name so you can go online and put it in Google and see where Google leads you to get this cream. Don't sleep on it. And no, it doesn't give you a THC positive, but it does have the CBD in it. Like sometimes when I go and visit my friend in Miami, I'll venture to some of the stores and get the cream or whatever and continue to use them, but it works wonders. So you want to protect your joint. And also, as Dwain said earlier, you want to listen to your body. If your body is saying sit it down, you definitely want to sit it down and sit still. Don't feel obligated to push yourself. So I want to ask our viewers that's here, do anybody want to come up and just share some tips, insights, give some feedback, ask some questions? Is anyone that's tuned in with Dwain and I currently on a wellness journey, thinking about starting a wellness journey? Do you want to just share with us a little bit about where you are in that process? And I'm encouraging men. I don't think our men feel important. I don't think you feel heard and or listened to, because there's a difference between listening and actually hearing. So you're going to always hear me, I guess, cater to the men, because I want y'all to know that we want to hear from you. We do care about you. So if you want to come up, send a request, and I'll accept the request, and you can come up and you can share. I just ask no use of profanity, any derogatory language, or we all know we ain't new to this. We vets. TikTok will shut you down real quick. They like to repo shut you down real quick for doing that. Dwain, I don't know if you have anything. Why? Got a request. There we go.
Mhm.
Up. We have someone that's coming up. Dukes, can you hear? Duke, can you hear?
Yes,
Can you
my
hear?
headphones.
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome. Thank you for coming up and
Okay.
speaking with
All right,
us and
all
to the
right.
audience.
It's my background. Is my background too loud? Let me
No, I can
cut
hear
my
you
cool.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, I said, I need to get on that wellness journey myself. I was on it, you know, I'm on it sometimes. I experience a lot of joint pains myself. Me being an older gentleman, I'm 55. I'll be 56 on the 11th of this month. Um, but I've been having lupus most of my adult life ever since I was in my well, actually ever since I was about 19. I was diagnosed with lupus, and I experienced a lot of I don't know if it's arthritic type pains or whatever, but in my joints.
Okay.
And I haven't found anything as of yet that will, kind of ease it, if you will. Uh, so that's what I'm searching for, and I try to have a clean diet, because a lot of diets, that really, to be honest with you, uh, you, you, it depends on your diet. Sometimes it can cause inflammation. So I try to eat a clean diet if I can. You know what I mean?
Right,
Uh,
right.
um, yeah,
So what I'm pretty certain because you said you're diagnosed with lupus, so I'm pretty certain or I'm hoping you're in consistent contact with your medical provider. What is your
right.
medical provider suggesting and or recommending to you far as physical activity? Because as a fitness instructor for over 10 years, I'm
Right.
suggesting that individuals, I have a student that does have lupus. I have one with sciatica and something else,
Uh-huh.
and I have them modify their workout and do gentle low impact in my class. I always encourage them, whether that be sitting in a chair, because believe it or not, there is a format called chair fit, and I believe you work out harder sitting in a chair than if
Hmm.
you stand up because your movement is limited. So it's almost like you're having to think more, if you will. So I don't know if your doctor or anyone's ever recommended that to you.
Well, here's the thing. Uh, I've been like I said, I was diagnosed when I was like 18 or 19 with lupus, but then I started on kidney dialysis because that was due to lupus. I lost my kidney. That was back in when was that? That was in 90. That was in 92. Uh, so I've been doing dialysis for almost 32 years. But now here's the kicker. I've been working out longer than that. I've been working out for about 40 years. Now I stopped working out when the pandemic came through. I stopped working out, and I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard for me to get back in there. But I'm working my way back in the gym. But I noticed when I was working out, uh, when I was going too heavy, I noticed that it would irritate my joints and my shoulders. So maybe what you're saying could have some validity to it. Like low impact.
Mhm.
I guess low impact, high reps. That may be better for me. resistant bands. It could be the key as well.
Right. So, like I just finished a 12-week series with a more mature group of individuals. They were 50 and up, um,
Hmm.
unisex. And I always, my first class is just the introduction. I get to know them and get to know, and it's very important. And we co-host Dwayne and I today, we talked about that earlier on in this live, far as knowing what's going on with the individual physically, because how I can move is not necessarily how Dwayne or yourself or anyone else, that's tuned
That's
in
true.
is able to move or should be moving in those instances, because you don't want to run the risk of re-irritating a previous injury. Some years ago I had a tib fib fracture. One of the formats I teach is called RIP, and if you're familiar with
Hmm.
insanity, it mimics that. And I didn't even know that for several weeks I had this tib fib fracture, and I had a torn meniscus. So if you know about torn meniscus, even though it healed, it can re-tear again. So it has retorn itself a total of 4 times. So now I don't do high impact,
Right.
but I know how to modify things. So
Right.
with this 12-week series that I did, I modified things and I incorporated chairs, and I had them have the chair in proximity either in front or on the side of them. And I always encourage people, take breaks. It's okay to take breaks. And when I say take breaks, I'm not saying completely stop your workout because you
Take a
don't want your
whole take a
heart
whole
rate to
lunch
be
break.
high. You can, yeah, you can
Yeah.
walk in a circle, you can walk in place, you can just lift your legs up and down and then gently bring the heart rate down. But you got to pay attention to your body. These injuries at this, I will be 50 this month. I couldn't have said that better. The sir, he wrote "Move at your own pace," and that is really what it's about. The fact, I want to give you your flowers, Duke, and say I applaud your commitment to you and your wellness, and I even applaud you for even sharing transparently. I don't know you, you don't know me, and anybody that's viewing, and there's somebody else that's out there that need to know, that's going through what you and I and the co-host Dwayne is going through, that need to know that it's okay. You pick a spot and you start. It's not going to be perfect, it doesn't look perfect. I'm not gonna, as a fitness instructor myself, and you seem like a fitness guru as well, having been in fitness for
Yes.
over 40 plus years. We're not spring chickens
Right.
to this, and experience is the best, the best teacher. These trending things will cause you injuries. And for me, getting ready to turn
Of course.
50, I just want to live a life of quality. I'm not trying to be in competition and keep up with nobody and hurt myself.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah,
was,
that's true. That's true.
yeah, I encourage you, and I hope you just, even if you later on the day, you like, you know what, let me get up and just, walk up and down 2 steps. I talked a little bit earlier on about using what's in your apartment or your home. Your home and apartment is a full operable gym, believe it or not. And let me tell you how it's a gym. If you have steps, you got a stairmaster. And I say it again, and I'm not
That's
even
true.
making light of it. If you have steps, even in your apartment building, you have a stairmaster. If you go up and down 2, 3, maybe 4 steps enough, you are going to build muscle tone. You are going to see a decrease in your weight. I talked about using even canned goods as weights. If you have 2 5 pound, 6 pound, even 3 pound, a tomato paste can, to add resistance to it, you put your thumb on the top of the can. You have everything you
Uh-huh.
need in your home. If you can't do a military or a full regular push up, you use that wall. You do a girl push up. The goal is to start somewhere and keep going and not stop, and
Right.
not to worry
Right.
about naysayers and being judged. Because trust me, the people that's judging you probably won't do, can't do, haven't done, and won't do it unapologetically. Because I've seen the fitness instructors behind the scene struggle to get through a workout. And let me give y'all a quick cheat
Uh-huh.
tip for the viewers. When you see them instructors walking around class acting like they motivating you, we trying to catch our breath because we tired. We tired. If nobody else tell you, I'm telling you because we people don't know how to extend themselves grace, and then you get caught up in the glitz and glam, and you think this is where you belong, but you don't realize how tiring it is on an instructor when we are walking around, when we get off them spin bikes and we call ourselves hyping you up and we dancing. No, we're tired. And that's our
Right.
time to take a break. So,
Mhm.
Dwayne, I don't know if you have anything that you want to add to this.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to the brother for sharing today. Like I'll say for men, we take on a lot, and we take on a lot on our own, right? I think for us, like our psychology says, well, don't burden people with our stresses, like take it on yourself and like just push through. But I think it after a certain amount of time and a certain amount of stress, it takes a toll on us, mentally and physically as well. Like I would say not only to the brother but to really everyone out there that take care of your mental health too. Like you don't have to take on everything alone. Like if you have like a social group, like maybe even a small, I call a council of elders or godly council, whatever you want to call it, or your homeboys or just a circle of people that you trust that kind of share those things that don't necessarily have to deal with uh like like physical stuff, but like it's everyday stressors, like job stress, people stress, family, that kind of stuff. Like some of the things that you're striving, like your goals and stuff. You don't necessarily have to share all your goals, but just like maybe like your frustrations in reaching those goals. Like just stuff like that you want to share with people. Even get like a chaplain that you can talk to, because like I think if you hold all those things yourself, maybe journal. um I got a
Uh-huh.
really last year it was, as a matter of fact, I got like a really nice black men's journal that was really helpful. And I think like things like that can kind of, believe it or not, you'll see physically also as well, what like meditation and prayer, that kind of stuff, can help physically, right? So I would say like take care of those kind of things. Since we're talking about wellness, which is like a whole holistic thing. Like even financially, like get help with that. I know there are people who will counsel you uh financially, even for free. Like there's a bunch of which I mean, you like, for everybody really, like finances is a huge stressor. So I think sometimes, and I speak again for men, we don't like to share our financial situation, because it's like like a thing of pride for us, but there are people out there that will do things for free, financially for us, whether it's counsel us, or like offer suggestions about our budget. or help with creating a budget, all those things. I'm just throwing a lot of stuff out there as far as like, things, because I think um Nicole kind of went over a lot of really good physical stuff, but I'm saying like financial, spiritually, and emotionally, men, we gotta start looking at that as well too, because like we are individuals that have a lot of parts that go along with us, not just physical, right? And so I think if we start taking care of that, and I know it may sound overwhelming, but having like teams of people to help us in each aspect of that journey will work wonders, right? Just check in with them, check in, and kind of check in with yourself, see how far you're going with that. Like earlier, I think before you came on, I was talking about a journal that I was doing, like at least for my fitness journey. um i
Right.
would i would say, all like, if you don't necessarily like have time or want to journal, just maybe like make short notes about like how things are going in other aspects of your life, and like kind of chart that process, maybe even making like a voice note or a mental note about it, and like kind of just check in with that and see how everything's going. So yeah, man, like once again, I appreciate you, sharing that, because like us brothers,
Hey,
men,
okay.
we don't really talk about this stuff, and it's good that you do that, because that's a step forward to improvement for sure.
Right. Well, it's a lot of things that we don't talk about as men. But one thing I can say I got to agree with you with. Uh, a lot of our stressors in our life is just not males but females as well, especially when you dealing with a compromised immune system, system. It affects our immune system, so we have to make sure that we dot all our Y's and cross all our T's. We have to, kind of live in a stress free environment if possible, you know. So I could dig that.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, now let me ask y'all a question now. When it comes to diets and stuff like that, because we have a lot of trends when it comes to diet. Some people don't eat beef. Some people don't eat red meat. Some people don't eat chicken. Some people are vegan. Some people are vegetarians and stuff like that. So I'm trying to narrow it down to a diet that versus what I'm going through right now that will get better, uh, they will lighten the impact of my joints and stuff hurting and stuff like that. So, uh, Miss Lovely, what type of diet do you that's better for you?
So for me, several months ago, last year sometime, Dwayne and I, we over a number of years, we do these challenges. Sometimes we'll do 30 days fruits and vegetables. This particular time, we did 30 days no meats, right? So
Okay,
and we had done this challenge a number of times, Dwayne. I don't even know. I know over 5 or 6 times we had done it. But this particular time in 23, after we finished the 30 days, like I noticed a change in my body, Duke. I noticed a change so much. I noticed even when I was having BMs, it wasn't as foul,
okay,
oily, or any
right,
of that. So I said to myself, I was like, let me see how long I can go. So fast
Right.
forward, in August the 12th of this year will make a year that I have not eaten any meats, any land meats. I
Oh,
do
that's good.
not claim to be pescatarian, vegan, or any of that. I just
Right.
noticed that I don't feel as sluggish not eating meats. I
Right.
eat seafoods. I eat a lot of fish. And even
Okay.
Dwayne gets on me about eating so much shrimp because no matter what, you have to be careful. Earlier on, I talked about moderation.
Right.
I wasn't big on eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, which when Dwayne did live in proximity of the DMV area, he would
Uh-huh.
make sure that if we hung out, we were going to vegan spots or spots that prepared food in a more healthier manner and make sure I ate fruits and vegetables. And what he didn't realize is that even though I was verbally resistant at that time, which is crazy, I'm
Mm-hmm.
now doing these things because I realize that our body is a high percentage of what we put in it and put on
Right.
it. So I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. I was horrible with drinking water. Dwayne used to get on me about that. Now I'm it's like we've kind of somewhat reversed roles and now I'm always drinking water. I'm like, yeah, let me get my water in so much so I crave it and I have fun with it by putting maybe watermelon, orange slices or something in it. So I don't do any land meat. I just do I say protein from the waters. And I see a huge difference. I'm in constant communication with my doctor, and because I suffer from Graves' disease, which that hyperactive thyroid makes my weight fluctuate in and of itself, I'm very conscious about that. So I've just stuck to it and it works for me. I noticed that the maximum weight that you can gain suffering from hyperactive thyroid, I don't gain a max, and that's directly correlated to my dieting practice. I'm still not eating 3 meals a day just because of how Monday through Friday, typical work day, life is life, and no matter what, we all know that. But I don't eat a lot of junk
Right.
food. I do not order out. I already know mentally if I'm going out, I've already looked up the restaurant menu. Um, I'm
Okay.
not a salad girl. Let me be clear about that. I have to
Right.
be in the mood to have a taste for a salad. So, but I make
Right.
more healthier, conscious, nutritional choices, if that answers the question for
Okay.
me. So I do fish. I
Okay.
definitely do fish. Like the other day, I made some jerk cod. I sauteed the cod on top of the stove, and then I sauteed some a little bit of cabbage and some string beans, and then I chopped up some fresh fruit, and that's what I had for
Okay.
dinner.
Okay. That sounds really, really yummy. Now
It
let
was.
me
Let
ask
me
you
tell you, it
something.
was delicious.
Was it? I bet it was. Now, when it comes to fruit, now I'm asking you and the co-host. Do you prefer seeds in or seeds out?
Season for me.
See,
Yeah, I
seeds
definitely,
in.
yeah,
I've always
definitely.
heard that was a better choice.
Yeah. I were my insane trainer. He's on here on TikTok as well. He's not in this live,
Uh-huh.
but I'll
Uh-huh.
post this information. I love that I have positive males in my wellness and just social circle that so
Right.
into me and just even others around me. So I don't really like him much when he's in the role of my personal trainer because he be like, "Good morning, Queen," when he know he about to kill every piece of fat on my body. But he's my massage therapist. He calls it body work. He does an amazing
Okay, that's great.
stretch. I forget what you call it, but he studies being able to look into your eyes and tell you where your stress factors are so
Uh-huh.
that you can focus on that. He's a big advocate of connect the mind to the body and balance
Okay.
them at the same time. Pretty
Okay.
much like what my co-host Dwayne was talking about, journaling.
Meditation.
All he
Yeah.
does is fruits and vegetables, and he's our age. So I'll be 50 this month. I believe, Duke, you said you're 55.
Yeah.
My wellness coach, his name is Michael Rivers, and he owns War. It's called WAR 5 Health and Wellness. He
Uh-huh.
incorporates yoga, meditating. He's a big proponent, much like myself, as well as Dwayne, of journaling. So I love that Dwayne is even encouraging men to do that, because
Right.
I've gifted journals to men, and encouraged them to do the same to each other. It is so beneficial, and it's all about balance. He definitely, like Dwayne and myself, talk about the spiritual, the financial aspect, the mental health aspect, and I'm a behavior health professional. So I can tell you
Right.
professionally, if you have unresolved stress in your life, it doesn't matter how well you eat or how often you work out, your body is going to store fat in different composites. It's just going to do it because you have unresolved stress that's holding on to it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Got you. I
Now, Dwayne
appreciate. I
didn't
appreciate
answer your
that,
question
bro.
about how he eat. So and he thought I wasn't going to go back to it. So let's hear it, Dwayne. What are you eating, my good sir?
No, it's just salad. So I have to do salads because admittedly, since I moved down to um down here, like I haven't been cooking like I used to when I was in the DMV. So I've been mainly for this journey um leaning on to prepackaged foods and stuff like that. So like salads, um fruits and stuff. It's good
Uh-huh.
that I have a Publix nearby. They have like some really good produce. So, but they also like prepare the fruit for you. I and like the brother was saying, like I do prefer seeds in, but like if you
Uh-huh.
don't if it's already made for you, they usually either take the seeds out or you may not know if it's seedless or not. But preferably I would say, seeds in.
Okay.
I do have access to fresh fruit where I live, so you can like actually get the actual fruit, and kind of like cut it up yourself, and it has
Yeah.
seeds in it. But yeah, I would say, for this journey, like I'm mainly doing fresh vegetables and fruit like that. And I have a like a cafeteria at my job, and they prepare meals and stuff like. So when I was getting headaches and all that, I was like I would go and get like stuff like chicken and cut it up and put it in my salads and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I would say though, like as far as diets are concerned, though, too, like we were talking earlier about a nutritionist. Get a nutritionist because everybody's body composition is different, and what works for one person doesn't work for others. Like, because I know like some people can exist off of just a raw fruit diet, and then I know there's some people who've tried that and died from it, because like their body couldn't, digest that stuff, right? So that's where you would start. Like, what's your body composition? What does it need? What does it respond best to? Like, I know some people even eat based off their blood type. So I don't know if people are into that or not, but I mean, when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, whatever works for you, like biologically, medically, go check it out with your nutritionist and your doctors, and like create that diet so that you can see better results. Because if your body likes it, then it's
Right.
gonna just take off.
Right. And again,
Okay, I appreciate that.
just to echo
Uh
what I
huh.
said earlier about that is you have to do everything unique for your lifestyle, your body type, what's going on with you medically, and not get caught up into, like you said earlier on, Duke, these trending things. Because again, I've seen fitness instructors say, oh, we're doing X amount of days, no carbs, no sugars, and then behind the scene they scarfing down pasta and eating all these burgers. And I don't
Uh
even
huh.
say that as a joke, and to me, I find that quite disturbing and disgusting, to say the least, because you're misleading. You're misleading your
Right.
clients, your students, and people that are looking to you as the role model, example, and or expertise, and you're setting them unknowingly up for failure. Because in another example is these weight loss teas.
Uh
People
huh.
are spending endless money with these teas and everything, and then you're like, well, I'm not losing weight, and you don't know that maybe the person that's selling you these teas have had some type of cosmetic surgery. And no shade, do whatever is going to help you
Right.
feel the highest esteem for yourself. We all want to feel good about ourselves, but do not mislead other people into believing that if they drink 16 ounces a day of this tea, that in 30 days they're going to come down 20 pounds. No.
Right. Right. Correct. Correct. Now, let me say this real quick. I know from like maybe 2010, I did this for about maybe 8 years. Then I stopped about a year, then I went back to it. But I used to eat the plant based food, right? And I thought I was really doing something. I thought I was, because I'm doing something different from everybody else around me. I thought I was doing something. And come to find out, the plant based that I was eating was processed plant based. That you get out of your local market in the frozen food section. And my dietitian told me one day, she said, check the back of the packaging and see how much, the ingredients, and see how much the carbs and the sugars is compared to, let's just say, a regular package of food, compared the two. And you know what? It has a buttload of carbs and sugars and stuff like that. And I'm thinking that's what led me to. I went to the doctor a couple of months ago, and I got mad at my PCP's nurse practitioner, because she wanted me to do a blood test, labs, and did the labs. I didn't want to do them because it was one of those spare the moment things, and had me in the pre-diabetic range, and that had to be the reason, but because I've never been pre-diabetic or diabetic, and I'm like, it was all those carbs and sugars from those plant-based foods that I have been eating for years. But everybody has a different diet, and sometimes it works for us, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Right. And so, thank you for sharing that, because we even have to question the information and the source of the information
Hmm.
being delivered to us through our providers from time to time, and that's okay.
Yeah.
This is your health, and you can shop around for a second opinion if that's what you want. Now, I thoroughly and love my provider. I was previously with her for almost 14 years. Then my job switched insurance and made it very restrictive. last year in August due to the diagnosis and the fact that I had to switch providers. I suffered a heart attack, which is when I finally learned that all these years I had Graves' disease, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, so when they had open enrollment at my job for the insurance, I was like, yeah, this is going to hit my pockets, but you can't put a price on my health. So I've returned back to my original PCP that's from Nigeria. And when I say she's very transparent, she's the one who actually got me started on my wellness journey. Back in 2010. I absolutely love her, and my co-host Dwain has even met her before, and she's
Uh-huh.
amazing. She, and I talk to her about everything, even if I'm gonna use a skin cream, and she like, bring it in, let me read it. Do you have it? And now I just put it in my purse and let her read it. So when she found out I wasn't eating meats, of course, again, she's from Nigeria, so she looked at me like I was crazy. She was like, "What?" She was like, "Oh, I can't give up chicken, right?" But she was so proud of me, and she told me about Beyond Meat, which is plant-based. And to your point, yes, it
Okay.
does still have sugar, but my point purpose in doing Beyond Meat is not so much for the sugar, because I know how to consume things in moderation, but because I didn't want to go back to the factual meat, because I can do it at any time, but I know even to return to it, I have to do it in moderation, or my
Uh-huh.
body is gonna still experience adverse effects from it. Because you talking about coming up on a year of not having put this in my body, and now I'm just gonna go back to it hard. There's gonna be side effects, but I actually like Beyond Meat because it kind of makes. I
Yeah.
made some spaghetti when I went to visit Dwayne a while ago, and it was my first time actually using it, and I just wanted to feel like I was eating meat without having to eat the ground turkey, ground chicken, and or the ground beef. So I use Beyond Meat, which is plant-based. But to your point, on the back of the
Yeah.
package, if you read that, yes, it still has levels of sugar in it. So again, I just
Uh-huh.
want to echo for the viewers, you heard me say it earlier, know what you're putting in your body, know what's going on in your body before you start any nutritional and or physical activity regimen. You cannot have a point of reference of measuring successful outcomes if you don't have a starting point of reference,
Yeah.
and let it make sense for what's going on with you medically, mentally, and what your goals are. Those objectives should match what your goals are for
Yes.
yourself.
Yes. Yes. Got to be proactive.
Yeah. Yeah. All that makes a difference. Duke, I'm so glad. I like to give people proper credit. So I do pull this live stream, and I do the replay on platforms like Instagram, Facebook,
Uh-huh.
YouTube, and I use it throughout with clips. And because you came up on a panel, I would be most honored if I could include your link so that people can lock in and follow you as well.
No problem.
Myself and my regular co-host Wanda, as well as Dwayne, we will be doing these conversations underneath a shop talk periodically, just combating different issues from relationship, mental health. We plan on doing some fun stuff too, and I invite you to come back and join us. Something tells me
Hey.
you have a wealth of knowledge that's going to intrigue and shock the audience as well as myself. I would like to be able to give you credit when I repost this video. So is that
Okay.
okay with you?
Oh, yes, it is. I most definitely appreciate you. Most definitely appreciate you. Next time you do a live stream, just always, if you can, if you think about it, send me an invite, and then I'm there.
Most definitely. Yay, Dwayne, we have another guy. Listen, I'm overjoyed
Thank
because I
goodness.
see I see the conversations going on social media, and I'm like, okay, here we go with another guy on his soapbox. And
I've
no
heard about
one,
that
Dwayne and
person.
I have been trying to get more men to participate in conversations to give the male perspective. And they'll say they show up and then they don't even show up. So thank you. I will most definitely. Are we connected on here already?
Who's that?
I'm asking you, Duke. I'm sorry. Are you and I
Oh,
connected on here already?
I actually just followed you when I came up on your panel because I saw your video, your dance routine video, and it was pretty cool. Cause I got a friend of mine. I support her. She does a lot of dance videos as well. I love dancers. You know, yeah, I do. But
Okay, I will definitely be following you back, and I'll make sure I link you to Dwayne as well.
okay,
Dwayne has two pages, so whichever one he's on that particular day, because he also
I
we
follow
both are
them.
also on Clubhouse. We don't know if you're on there, but we just try to link people to different vessels where they can share fruitful information. We're not proponents of toxic and unfounded information. So the
Right.
more people we run into that have similar mindsets, we like to introduce other people to them to change the trajectory
Hey,
and improve on one's
I
quality of life.
I most definitely appreciate that. I appreciate the both of you. Those in the comments, I appreciate you, and God bless y'all. And I will catch y'all next time. Okay,
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
you as well. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So we just want to, before we wrap up, as always, I like to say thank you for your time. You could be doing anything, but you chose to spend either all of your time, well, for not all, but the past 2 hours or a significant amount of your time with us. Again, the whole mission and purpose of Shop Talk is to provide healing education along with resources through unscripted conversations. And I hope you got something or a lot out of this conversation. I'm truly grateful to the gentleman, Duke. I'm going to put his information. Please connect to him. I don't know. God is in the midst of this. I thank God about to change some things because you talking about years. Shop Talk has been up and running. And the only male or males that have been comfortable enough to come forward and speak is one, the husband of my fellow co-host, of course, my current co-host and friend, but he know he ain't got a choice because he know I put these hands on him. But no, he's definitely a proponent of making sure the men's voice is heard. My other male viewers, the Sergi show, thank you so much because you've been an amazing supporter from day one of connecting with me. When I tell you this gentleman, don't even know him personally, but from day one, since he started following me on TikTok, always an encouraging word, whether it's putting a 100 or keep it going. Although I think he be like stalking my music repertoire because he be vibing to my music selection choices. But thank you as well, because when we hear again and see what's going on in the world with the disconnect between men and women, to even see a smaller portion of men and women come together on such a small platform for reasons such as just a dance video, and then this gentleman tuned in to the live video and shared, that means a lot to me. Before we close out, I see we just got another request, so I'm gonna bring our guests up really quick before we close out. uh
What's up? What's up?
Hey, how's it going, friend? How's it going?
All right, all right. I was gonna wait till the next one till you called me out about stalking your music, but I wanted to join in earlier, but being the truck driver, I was in and out the truck talking to other people, and I didn't want the background noise to interrupt. But for you and your co-host, hey man, I think it's dope what you're doing. I've been in and out of a weight loss journey for maybe about the last 10 years, up and down with the weight. And one thing I have found is aligning yourself with like-minded people, and what you feed into your mind will come out. And like I said, I know y'all was going to the end, but I finally got finished with all that, and I just wanted to come in and personally give you a salute, Duke a salute, and your other co-host, is it Darren? I'm saying it right? All y'all salute, and I can't wait till we do this again. And next time, hopefully, I'm sitting still, and I'll come in early, and we'll talk about the stalking and fruits and vegetables and whatever else that you want to don't. And let me borrow $26 so I get that low.
Listen, periodically, Dwayne would tell you, periodically I gift either a really good book or journal or something. So you know what? We might have to do some type of challenge or raffle, or I may just gift it to you, because we're definitely advocates of that. So I don't know. Today might be your lucky day that you be the person that I give something to it. It just may be the lotion. Let's see. And when we close out with this live, Dwayne and I will decide if we're gonna go live Saturday and have another conversation. If so, that flyer will go up sometime this evening today, so that people will know when, to tune in for that show. But yeah, you be on my music playlist. I know it's on the phone, and you be driving that truck probably speeding. So stop speeding and drive.
No, when I see your videos, I be somewhere taking a break or something like that. I try not to look at social media while I'm driving, because these people don't know how to act accordingly. But
That's true.
yeah, I'm a music type person, and when I see somebody else that's a music type person, it just sparks my intrigue. Like, oh, okay, yeah, she be jamming a little something, and it's all over the place. That's what I like. So yeah, and if y'all keep this health and wellness fitness thing going, I want to be a part of it. So like I was just messing with you about the 20. If you want, I'll be a part of the giving or whatever I have to do to contribute, because people like Duke that still stands strong in the midst of whatever his adversity is. See, stuff like that can bring in other people. Like y'all was talking about men, we don't totally discuss our ailments and our downfalls because we're supposed to be the men. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone. That type of mentality almost led me to commit suicide back in 2019.
Well, thank God that
And since then, I've been an open book. I'm not a superhero. I'm a human like everybody else. But yeah, hey, my hat's off to y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all do. Enjoy your off day, holiday, however you want to contribute to Fourth. I know some black people be like, this ain't our independence. Well, whatever you're doing to be off today, enjoy. And thank you for letting me come on and speak.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right. So Dwayne, we got some men here. I'm excited. Look at God. God doing some things. He is amazing. He is truly amazing. Truly amazing. So as we wrap up and close out, as always, I say love yourself, love each other, do so unapologetically, stay connected with yourself, stay connected with the universe, and stay tuned, because we don't know what the next fun topic is that we're going to have. And I'll pass the floor over to my co-host to see if he wants to say anything as we exit this discussion.
Oh, really, just thanks for everybody sharing and participating, and being so positive about this thing that we're doing, because you could be anywhere else on TikTok or anywhere in the world doing whatever, but just decided to take 2 hours out of your day to come and chat it up with us. So appreciate everyone out. And yeah, this is a journey for not only yourself, but for, I'll just speak for myself, for me as well. That's what it's all about. I was talking earlier about, putting those circles together. And, this is part of it, right? Even across waters and miles away, we can use technology to connect. So this is definitely theory or practice put from theory. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Hopefully we can do this again sometime, and yeah, I look forward to it.
Okay. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day and stay safe. Bye bye.